I didn't know how serious the government shutdown was until I'm in the motherfucking airport right now. This shit is ridiculous. This shit is rap. Like, I'm gagged. But I'm glad I got to the airport. Oh my gosh, 3 hours earlier.
Tonight at 11, it's news no one planning a flight wants to hear. The FAA announcing plans to cut thousands of flights at major U.S. airports over air traffic safety concerns as the longest government shutdown in history continues with no end in sight.
All right, we got to talk about the airports, okay? It is getting crazy. The government shutdown, air traffic controllers, TSA, they are in a world of panic and nobody knows how to fix this because politicians can't seem to do their job. I want to know your comments down below. The wildness up, down, left, right about this. We got to talk about what is going on. We've got Air Traffic Controller Union on CNBC talking about this.
How fathom that we could go into the holiday season still in a government shutdown? I can't even begin to predict what the impacts will be across this country. 3-hour TSA wait lines will be the least of our worries. We will see a system that has so many issues inside of it that we'll do everything we can and be the professionals that show up and try to move the aircraft across the airspace. But at the same time, we can't make the impossible possible if it's just going to be putting us in an impossible situation.
Hey, Nick, I am sorry to hear what's happening here. I apologize that we're not doing the right thing by paying all of your members at this point. The feeling to me is that the longer this goes on, the more pain it inflicts, and you might start to see more and more repercussions through the system, even on a day-by-day basis. If they were to resolve this week, reopen the government, how long would it take for things to get back to normal, albeit a reduced form of normal than we've seen since 2019? But how long would it take for things to rebound and get back to normal for the air traffic controllers?
It's not going to happen overnight. We've been in this shutdown for so long. At this point, I don't think we'll actually see the damage that it's caused until well after the shutdown ends. We're seeing air traffic controllers resign from this career and profession. Last shutdown, we saw many of the air traffic controllers take up second jobs. We've seen that this time as well, which introduces risk into the system. When your air traffic controller works a day shift, has to go and drive Uber, in the evening, then try to catch some rest. Well, most of these air traffic controllers right now are on 6-day work weeks, 10 hours a day, only 4 days off in a month, balancing their work with their families. And right now, they're saying, I can't continue to do this because I can't even get a second job, so I'll just resign. That's the repercussions of this prolonged shutdown. To somehow fathom that we could go into the holiday season.
I mean, just think what they've done to all the families of the people that work at TSA, air traffic controllers. I have a friend that works as an air traffic controller, and they're putting him through the ringer too. I mean, 30 days, no pay. He's got a family. He's got everything that he's supposed to be taken care of, and instead, no paychecks. That's wild, and they can't even quit. It's a national security concern. I want to know your thoughts, comments down below. We've got airport after airport starting to shut down or restrict flights. I mean, canceling hundreds of flights. I mean, that's nuts. I mean, what is this going to do to the airline industry? What is this going to do to the shareholders of the airline industries? What is it going to do with the trickle-down effect all the way down to maintenance and baggage and all these things? Even the people that clean the planes out. Ground stop, LaGuardia Airport. I mean, look at this crowd. I'm sure y'all have all been through an airport security line. It is insane. One thing, I don't know why they don't privatize airport security or airplane security. Each individual airline have their own security and get rid of this government monotony. Should we have the TSA doing all the security? I mean, they did a study one time and I think like most of the items they were trying to smuggle through got through, even down to firearms, So it's a big question. I mean, we got Steve Bessent saying we're already in a recession. I mean, we've known this. They've just told us bad numbers for the last couple of years. Right here, this is what the government shutdown really looks like.
Secretary Duffy said he will now start to cancel on ground flights next week to maintain safety. Should people fly next week given this new information? And is the administration encouraging people to stop flying altogether and look at alternative transportation modes?
The administration is encouraging Democrats to reopen the federal government so this chaos and disruption to our air traffic control system in the United States of America stops. It is ridiculous that we have even gotten to this place and that the Democrats have continued to shut down the government with 35 days, our air traffic controllers continuing to work unpaid, every single major airline in our country coming out and begging the Democrats to please reopen the government. And you had a Democrat staffer who was quoted, I believe in Politico a few weeks back, saying, short of planes falling out of the sky, we are not going to reopen the government. That is a reckless and dangerous statement from someone who didn't want to put their name on that statement, but we know it came from the Democrat Party. And I think we're very clear. We have Thanksgiving in a few weeks, and so Americans across the country need to make it very clear to their Democrat representatives that we want this government to be reopened so we can resume safe and efficient travel.
If the government is shut down, how are they still taking taxes out my motherfucking check?
I mean, we got LaGuardia looking to be grounded. We've got other airports looking to be grounded. We got 40 major airports that could get shut down. And I mean, read the comments. I mean, read all these comments of people just saying this is insanity. The fact that two parties, politicians, can't get together and come up with a logical conclusion to this and the allotted amount of time that they get paid to do, but they always get paid and they always have health care. Meanwhile, we're the ones that suffer. It's almost like they are trying to collapse some of these industries. And it's almost like they're setting up a bailout. We saw this before with airlines. You know, what was it, 2008? Somewhere in there. And why is the airline so reliant on the government here? That's one thing I find that's interesting is why are we relying on the government for air traffic and air controlling and security? Should we privatize these things? Is that what they're trying to get at? To show us that you need to privatize these things? Because this is insanity that some politicians can squabble. Meanwhile, all these families are getting caught up in it. And it's going to get to the point where people are missing mortgages, people are missing car payments, people are missing all these things. And who's going to go back and fix all that for all these families? I want to know your thoughts, comments down below. But this is setting up for a major catastrophe. Self-inflicted, might I add. I mean, right here, this is what a government shutdown looks like. My husband is an air traffic controller, still shows up every day, working overtime. This is who is being affected, these people in the comments section. And the question, might I add, you know, I feel for all the people that are being hurt by this. And I have to ask questions about this so we can all think this through. But if we've shut down the government for an entire month, that's 1 out of 12. And it looks like we're going to go into month 2. So that could be 2 out of 12. What about our tax refund? We're paying all these taxes, but the money's not going out. And I'll ask this. If one of the largest consumers of product in the United States government, is not consuming product because nobody's doing anything, how is the S&P 500 still going up? Like, at what point do we say, forward earnings, y'all? Nobody's consuming the product from the federal government. All the things the Army does, it's huge. The Navy, the Air Force, all these things, DOD, Homeland Security, FBI, all these people that are out there that are at a halt. All the fuel not being consumed, all the maintenance not being done. It's going to come back and hurt these companies. Why aren't we forward projecting this? Is this part of it? To try to induce some type of major pullback, a reset. I'm rethinking a lot of this stuff as I go. As I learn more about this, I'm rethinking things. True intelligence is the idea to rethink your position on something and say, could I be right? Could I be wrong? Only an ignorant person will double down on saying, I'm right, I'm right, I'm right. And I'm looking at all this, and I'm like, something is going on, people, and we've got to pay attention to it. That's why I'm making these videos, so we can learn from each other, and we can say, hey, politicians saw that one coming. We're voting you out. I mean, he's got a point. He's got a point, and that's what I was trying to say in all this, is there is a lot going on here. And where is all that money that's not being spent going? Are we going to get a tax refund? No, we're not. Are we going to get anything back from the tariffs? No, we're not. I think it's all sitting in one account somewhere. I think the Supreme Court's arguing about it right now. And what happens if the Supreme Court reverses all these tariffs? Like, how will that money come back into the system? Like, how will that be done? It'll be litigated for the next 20 years. But that's all I got, everybody. We're in a real hurt. These airports are going to be hurt. The economy around these airports is going to be hurt. And as we go into Thanksgiving holidays, Christmas, Are people going to be able to get home and do their Christmas, do their Thanksgiving? Because that's where a lot of our consumer stuff happens. Black Friday, shopping, all these things. You know, lots of plane tickets are sold during the holidays. This could crush the airline industry. It could crush a lot of industries. But that's all I got. Don't forget to like and subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you guys later.